Here's Raphael again, and we've got the water going 3 meters per second to the left, and Raphael's boat can go 4 meters per second. But this time, Raphael wants to end up going straight across the river. So we're going to have the velocity of the boat relative to the ground. That means as you're standing on the ground, what you're going to see is Raphael go straight across the river. So we want him to end up going straight across. He's not going to aim straight across. He wants to end up straight across, as measured by the ground. So the question is, where should he aim for this to happen? So that would be the velocity boat water. Remember, velocity boat water is where the boat is aimed. Well, velocity boat water, we start with boat, we end with water, and we're going to link it with the ground. Notice we need velocity ground water for this, and we don't have that. But velocity ground water is the opposite of velocity water ground. So velocity boat water plus equals velocity boat ground minus velocity water ground. Well, velocity water ground is to the left, and if we switch the subscripts, we switch the direction of the arrow. So minus water ground is to the right, the opposite way. So we draw that in, and we see that Raphael needs to aim kind of that down and to the left, or in this case it would be upstream. So what angle do we need? So we need this. We know we have the opposite side and the adjacent side, which is the sine. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is 4, not adjacent. I'm sorry. We have opposite and hypotenuse. So we have 3 over 4. We need to do the inverse sine of both sides, and that leaves us with theta is the sine, inverse sine of 3 over 4, or it ends up being the angle of 48 degrees. Again, we would, relative to what? We say that this is 48 degrees upstream. And if we're wondering how fast would he be measured by the ground, well, we can do the Pythagorean theorem again. But just be careful. This time 4 is not one of the sides. 4 is the hypotenuse. So when we do this, we find out that the velocity boat ground squared is 7, because the 4 was 16, and then we subtract 9 from both sides, so we get 7, which gives us velocity boat ground is 2.6 meters per second.